Welcome back, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed our first 6 deep dives exploring the raise children after divorce discussion.
It's been quite a journey already.
Absolutely. And now, get ready for deep dive number 7.
Uh-huh.
Today, we're getting into the real complexities of blended family
A
dynamics.
big topic, definitely.
Yeah, and we're drawing heavily from Chapter 7, Episode 7 of the incredibly popular Raise Children After Divorce podcast.
That podcast really resonates with so many people. It offers such practical, compassionate advice.
It really does. And this chapter, it's just packed with valuable stuff. Introducing a new partner, handling step-sibling relationships, navigating step-parent roles, even keeping traditions alive.
All crucial pieces of the puzzle.
And look, if these chats are hitting home for you, you can always go deeper. Daniel McMahon's book, Raise Children After Divorce, it's excellent.
It really is a fantastic resource.
You can find it right now on Amazon Books. So, our mission today. Let's try to unpack the key strategies for making blended families work, aiming for harmony and support.
Giving people some actionable steps, some things to think about in their own situations.
Exactly. Okay, let's start with that first, often nerve-wracking step. Introducing a new partner to the kids. That feels like a huge moment, doesn't it?
It really is a pivotal moment, like you said. And, Chapter 7, Episode 7 from the Raise Children After Divorce podcast, it wisely points out how delicate the timing is.
Right, the timing.
Yeah. The chapter talks about how experts often suggest waiting until the relationship feels solid, stable, usually around, say, 9 to 12 months.
Okay, 9 to 12 months, that's quite specific.
Well, there's a reason, It's not just arbitrary. It's about making sure that bond with your new partner is secure before you bring the children into that dynamic. Think about it from their view. Their world's already shifted significantly. Bringing someone in too early, before you're really sure about the relationship's future, well, it could just cause more upset.
More disruption, yeah, that makes total sense. You want to be sure it's serious, not potentially temporary, because rushing it could cause confusion, maybe jealousy too, right?
Exactly. The chapter does touch on those negative impacts. Kids need security, predictability. If they bond with someone who then leaves,
Yeah.
that's tough. It erodes trust.
Mm-hmm.
And jealousy, yeah, that can definitely pop up. They might see this new person as like competition for your time and attention.
Which is the last thing you want. So, okay, when the time is right, how do you actually handle that first meeting? Make it less awkward.
Well, the chapter gives some really good practical tips there. It stresses choosing the right setting.
Yeah.
Think neutral, casual places.
Like a park, maybe. Or a restaurant they like.
Precisely. A park or restaurant, somewhere that doesn't feel like their home turf immediately. Take some pressure off,
Yeah, I like that. Not a formal intro in their safe space.
Right. A neutral spot doesn't have those strong emotional ties yet. It might help the child be a bit less defensive, maybe more open. The chapter also mentions keeping it brief, informal at first.
Short and sweet, like dipping a toe in.
That's a great way to put it. The aim isn't some instant deep connection. It's just about letting natural, low-pressure interactions start happening.
Okay.
And what's really key, according to the chapter, is managing expectations. Not just the kids' expectations, but your partner's too.
Ah, that's critical. Talking to the kids beforehand. Right. Reassuring them that, this new person doesn't change how much you love them. That must be huge for their security.
Absolutely huge.
But how much detail do you give them beforehand? Is there like a perfect amount?
That's a really good question. The chapter suggests being honest, but keep it age appropriate. Younger kids, maybe just, we're meeting a friend of mine.
Simple.
Yeah, older kids, teens.
Yeah.
You can probably be a bit more direct about the relationship, but always emphasize your bond with them isn't changing. Reassurance is key.
Just reassurance.
And prepping your partner, too. Let them know the kids might react in all sorts of ways. Curiosity, maybe indifference, maybe even some resistance.
Right.
Patience and respect from the new partner are just vital over time. And again, for really detailed strategies, Daniel McMahon's book, Raise Children After Divorce on Amazon Books, is just invaluable here.
And it's not just about what we say, is it? It's also about letting the kids actually express how they feel.
Yes, creating that safe space is crucial. The chapter really emphasizes open communication, actively encouraging them, to share their feelings about meeting this person.
How do you do that without making them feel like they're on the spot, though?
Yeah, good point. You don't want to force it. The chapter suggests using conversation starters. Things like, what are you curious about? Learning about partner's name. Or even just, how are you feeling about meeting someone new?
Oh, I like those. They're open-ended.
Exactly. They invite sharing without demanding a specific positive answer. You're just opening the door for whatever they're feeling, curiosity, nerves, whatever. Acknowledging those feelings, validating them, that builds trust.
Okay, so that first introduction is handled carefully. But then, what about step-siblings? That feels like a whole other layer of complexity.
Oh, it certainly can be. But again, Chapter 7, Episode 7 of the Raise Children After Divorce podcast, which so many find helpful, offers really smart strategies.
Like what? How do you start building those bonds?
It often starts with creating chances for positive shared experiences, encouraging teamwork, joint activities.
Simple stuff.
Yeah, really simple things like cooking a meal together, doing a craft project, even just tackling a chore as a team. These shared tasks, they build a bit of camaraderie, a sense of common purpose.
Yeah, those little moments of working together, I can see how that builds a we feeling. The chapter also mentions games and outings, right? Board games, sports, trips to the zoo.
Absolutely. Fun, low-pressure ways for kids to just interact and connect. Shared experiences create common ground. They bond through having fun together.
Makes sense.
But let's be real, the chapter points this out too. Conflict happens. It's normal in any sibling relationship, step-siblings included.
So how do you handle the arguments?
Constructive conflict resolution. That's key. Stepping in not as a judge, but as a neutral mediator, helping them talk, understand each other's point of view, find solutions together.
So guiding them, not just fixing it for them.
Exactly. Teaching them those communication and problem-solving skills. And another great tip from the chapter is involving them in setting up some household rules together.
Oh, like rules for shared spaces.
Yeah, or maybe how chores are divided, if that applies. When kids have a say in the rules, they're often more likely to, actually follow them. It fosters shared responsibility.
That's smart.
And beyond those initial icebreakers, keep creating shared experiences. Regular family outings, maybe a vacation together, even home projects like gardening. Build those lasting memories.
Like building a shared history.
Precisely. And don't forget the small stuff. Little rituals. Weekly movie night, pizza on Fridays, a specific bedtime routine. These become anchors, things everyone looks forward to, creates belonging.
Those consistent little things sound really powerful over time, but the chapter also mentions balancing shared time with individual time, right? Personal space. That seems important too.
Oh, absolutely critical. You can't force togetherness 24/7. That can definitely backfire.
Right.
Every child needs their own space, time for their own interests, just downtime. So, figuring out a fair schedule for shared spaces, respecting privacy, that's essential. Avoids resentment.
Makes sense. How do you manage that practically?
Well, the chapter suggests a cool visual idea.
Hmm.
A family activity calendar. Get input from everyone. Map out joint activities, but also block out individual time, quiet time.
So everyone sees the plan, feels their needs are considered.
Exactly. It's about consciously balancing connection with individuality.
That's a really practical takeaway. Okay, so introduction, step-siblings. Now let's get into the step-parent role itself. That feels like maybe the most delicate one.
It often is, yes.
Yeah.
It's certainly complex. And Chapter 7, Episode 7 from that popular Raise Children After Divorce podcast really stresses one thing first: clear roles and boundaries. And importantly, these need to be discussed openly between the step-parent and the biological parent before the kids are really involved in those discussions.
So the adults get on the same page first.
Absolutely fundamental. It sets the stage, avoids confusion, conflicting messages later on, provides a united front, consistency for the kids.
That makes a lot of sense. Then the chapter says you communicate those roles clearly to the kids, right?
Age appropriately.
Yes, and crucially, emphasizing that the step-parent is there for support, to build a relationship, not to replace the other biological parent. That distinction is vital.
Avoiding that feeling of replacement.
Exactly. And building trust. That comes from actions. Consistency again. Showing up, participating in things the kids enjoy, keeping promises, treating everyone fairly. That's how respect is earned over time.
And listeners, remember, Daniel McMahon's book, Raise Children After Divorce, available on Amazon Books, dives much deeper into building these trusting relationships.
It's a really great guide for that.
Okay, so consistency, fairness.
What about discipline? That's always a flashpoint, isn't it?
It often is. The chapter offers some really wise counsel here. First, collaboration between the step-parent and biological parent on discipline is key. United front again.
Right.
But, and this is a really important nuance highlighted in the chapter, it suggests step-parents generally avoid being the primary disciplinarian, especially early on.
Let the biological parent take the lead on discipline initially.
Yeah. It helps prevent resentment from the stepkids. It lets the step-parent focus on building that positive connection first, based on relationship, not just authority.
That makes a lot of sense. Focus on connection before correction, maybe.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And another vital point the chapter makes, support the child's relationship with both biological parents.
Even if things are strained between the adults.
Absolutely. Encourage calls, help with gifts, support their time together. It sends a powerful message to the child that their relationship with their other parent is valued and supported.
And crucially, no bad-mouthing the other parent.
Never. The chapter's very clear on that. Putting kids in the middle is incredibly damaging. Respectful co-parenting, even within a blended family, is paramount for the child's well-being.
So important. Okay, introductions, step-siblings, step-parenting roles. The final big piece the chapter covers is traditions. Maintaining them, evolving them. That sounds like it could be beautiful, but maybe tricky too.
It's both, definitely.
Yeah.
Challenging and rewarding, as Chapter 7, Episode 7 puts it so well, you're essentially merging two sets of cherished moments, customs, histories.
Holidays must be a big one for that.
Often the first place it comes up, yeah. The key is finding ways to blend existing traditions from both sides while also creating new ones together, building a new shared family identity. And you can bet the Raise Children After Divorce podcast, being so popular, probably has tons of listener stories about this.
It's about honoring the past, but also creating a new future together, isn't it?
Exactly that. The chapter emphasizes respecting all existing traditions, weekly routines, annual trips, cultural stuff, religious practices, honoring where everyone comes from.
Shows respect for individual identity.
Right. And it suggests actually celebrating the diversity.
Yeah.
Incorporate different foods, stories, histories from the different backgrounds. It can be incredibly enriching.
Like a combined holiday feast with everyone's favorite dish. I love that idea.
It's a great example. And the chapter also suggests something really practical. Regular family meetings.
To plan traditions together.
Yeah, and just generally ensure everyone feels heard, has a say. Scheduling time to talk about upcoming holidays or seasonal plans, brainstorming ideas together. It fosters ownership, belonging.
Makes everyone feel invested.
It really does.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, as the chapter says, traditions are these living moments that connect us. By blending the old, respecting individual histories, and creating new shared rituals, you're crafting your unique family story.
That's a lovely way to put it.
And honestly, for more on all of this, the practicalities, the emotional side, Daniel McMahon's book, Raise Children After Divorce, available on Amazon Books, is just packed with guidance.
We have definitely covered a lot today,
Yeah.
too. From that first introduction, nurturing step-sibling bonds, figuring out the step-parent role, and weaving together family traditions.
It's a complex tapestry, isn't it?
It truly is. And remember, everyone, building a strong blended family, it takes time. It takes patience, open communication, and real empathy.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. But the insights from Chapter 7, Episode 7 of the Raise Children After Divorce podcast really do offer such a valuable roadmap.
It's a fantastic starting point, or even a refresher.
So maybe think about what aspects of blending families resonate most with you. What traditions are you building or maybe struggling with?
It's an ongoing conversation for sure.
Definitely. We really encourage you to reflect on these ideas, maybe even go back and listen to Chapter 7, Episode 7 of the Raise Children After Divorce podcast for more encouragement. It's all part of the journey.